Good morning. Today we are going to learn the methods employed for noise control in buildings. Okay, so what are methods of noise control? First check or first see what is noise pollution. Noise pollution is generally defined as regular exposure of elevated sound levels that may lead to adverse effects in human and other living organisms. Adverse effects in humans or other living organisms. According to the World Health Organization, sound level less than 70 decibel are not damaging to living organism. This is value given by World Health Organization, body of United Nations, uh, regardless of how long or consistent the exposure is. But there is one condition, that is uh, regardless of how long or consistent the exposure is. So let's start our main topic, methods for noise control. First method is wall mass and the thickness are increased. So let's see. The massiveness of a material is an efficient parameter that resists noise. The massiveness of a material is an efficient parameter that resists noise. Hence, concrete walls are more insulating than wooden walls. In image, we can see concrete wall. Another way of increasing the insulating property is to add more thickness of the walls. Means here wall mass and the thickness are increased. By doing this, we can control noise. And second method, use of cavity partition in buildings for noise control. Let's see. The sound transmission can be resisted by the usage of airspace between the two partitions walls. The airspace can also be placed in between two or more layers. This concept is more effective than single wall or equal weight, which is found to be more economical. Okay, let's clear this point through image. We can see here cavity is provided, and use of cavity partition in building helps to help for noise control. In third method, increase air spaces width of walls. The increase in airspace will obviously increase the noise insulation properly, but the huge increase in width of airspace is difficult to design and consumes more space. In third method, increase airspace width of walls. The increase in airspace will obviously increase the noise insulation property, but the huge increase in width, this is disadvantage, but the huge increase in the width of airspace is difficult to design. It becomes difficult and consumes more space. Okay, in this image we can see that airspace. In next topic, that is fourth one, increasing the stud spacing. Let's see. It is found by a study that the spacing between the studs would increase the sound transmission capacity of the room. It is found by study that the spacing between the studs would increase the sound transmission capacity of the room. Say an increase of 2 to 5 decibel STC is determined for stirred space 24 inches than those space at 16 inches. In this image we can see provision of studs. So increase in the stud spacing helps to control sound. Or noise control. In fifth one, usage of studs in a staggered manner. Okay, let's see the arrangement of studs in a staggered manner where studs are placed alternatively would helps in noise absorption, thus reducing noise intensity. If we use studs in staggered manner, in this image we can see that stud in staggered manner are placed alternatively would helps in noise absorption, thus reducing noise intensity. So this is also good method to control sound or noise control. In next method, that is sixth one, sound absorbing blankets used in the airspace. Let's clear this topic. The sound absorbing blankets are also called as isolation blankets, which are placed in the airspace arrangement. In sixth method, absorbing blankets, that is sound absorbing blankets, are also called as isolation blankets, which are placed in the airspace arrangement that are provided between the panels. These blankets enables an increase in sound intentions. So here in this image we can see that sound absorbing blankets. In the seventh method, the cracks and edges are sealed. This is a simple method, that the cracks and edges are sealed. The full advantage of a high performance wall can be brought out only when it is properly sealed and crack free. Okay, the full advantage of a high performance wall can be brought out only when it is properly sealed and crack free. The perimeter of the wall must be properly sealed. In this image we can see that the cracks are properly sealed, so it helps to control sound pollution, or it helps for noise control. Okay, so let's summarize whole topic what we have learned. We saw the methods employed for noise control in buildings. First method was wall mass and the thickness are increased. Here in this image we can see wall thickness is increased. Second method was use of cavity partitions in building for noise control, means provision of cavities in walls. In this image we can see In third one, increase airspace width of walls. In this image we can see airspace provision in walls. It helps to control sound. Then in fourth one, increasing the stud spacing shown in this image. In fifth one, usage of studs in a staggered manner. So uh, it helps in noise absorption, thus reducing noise intensity. Staggered manner studs shown in this image. And sixth one, sound absorbing blankets used in airspace. So these are sound absorbing blankets shown in this image, helps to control sound. And in last one, that is seventh one, the cracks and edges are sealed. The full advantage of a high performance wall can be brought out only when it is properly sealed and crack free. The perimeter of the wall must be properly sealed. So it helps to control again sound, that is noise control in a buildings. So thank you for watching this video.